In the name of international news media, this is once again Awee Abayari welcoming you to another edition of Immigration Update on the Air with Atty.Golan of Papkin, Shamir and Golan Law Offices located at 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1918 in Los Angeles, California, 90010. Now, you can call him for free initial consultation. We always remind you that at 213-383-3222. With so many things happening on immigration, we really would like you or request you to listen very intently to all the clarification Atty.Golan will give today. Today, more than ever, we need an immigration expert by our side, especially if you have immigration concerns. Atty.Golan, thank you so much for joining us today. Your advice and explanation will be very, very crucial to some of our listeners, especially on immigration. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it would be helpful if people remember the ages. Yeah, we had like the Stone Age, and we had the Jurassic Age, and we were promised the Golden Age, but now we have the Age of Confusion. Everything is confused in immigration, because one day the government issues an executive order, and the next day some judge blocks it, and the day after that a higher court blocks of the judge, and we end up not knowing what is what. Also, the instructions are sometimes divided over different countries with different orders for different countries, and some countries are like this, and some countries are like that, and some new restrictions are beginning on such a date and then on such a date. So, as I mentioned, everything is confused, and some questions simply cannot be answered. So now go ahead and ask your questions.
Yes. We have been deluged with so many calls. As you said, people are confused, especially those who are waiting for their scheduled immigration hearings. What is your suggestion or advice to people who have scheduled hearings? Should they go to the hearing because they have heard that some people have been arrested right there before the immigration court when they leave the courts?
I don't have complete information, but it is my impression that those people who are arrested in court or in some other circumstances are people who have been in the U.S. less than 2 years. If you have been in the U.S. less than 2 years, you are subject to expedited removal. But if you have been in more than 2 years, you cannot get expedited removal. You have to be permitted to have an appearance and a hearing in immigration court before an immigration judge, and only an immigration judge can order your deportation. And in that case, if you do get such an order, then you are also eligible for an appeal. Now, maybe there are some people who have been here more than 2 years, but already have final orders of deportation. Some people have had an order of deportation many years ago and did not leave the country, and the government such left them alone because they have not been a priority. Now, there are internal orders in the government to increase the number of arrests every day. Every immigration office apparently has a quota of how many arrests they need to produce every day, and as a result, they are going around and catching those that are easy to be caught. like people who already have all deportation orders. So some people really need to be afraid.